Hey guys, welcome back to Builds by Maz. Today I'll show you how I replaced our old builder grade mirror that was glued on with something much more modern and that better fit our home style. I'll also show you how to repair damaged drywall, which can occur when you remove these glued mirrors. That way you can get a professional finish just like this. Let's get started. The first thing I recommend doing is adding masking tape all over your mirror. This is just a preventative safety measure so that if the mirror does break while you're moving it, the tape will hold it together and you won't have glass shards flying everywhere. I then removed the upper mirror clips. If your mirror is not glued down, these may be the only things that are holding it in place, so be prepared for the mirror to tilt forward. But in our case, the mirror didn't budge and it was pretty easy to tell that the back was glued to the drywall. I also went ahead and removed this vanity light to give me more space, plus I was going to be replacing it anyway. Now the best way to separate the mirror from the wall is to use some thin wood shims. I started by partially hammering a few of these behind the top of the glass. Space them out every 6 or 8 inches or so there's constant pressure all along the mirror. Then go back and lightly hammer the shims further down, alternating between them to keep the pressure constant. You may also need a couple of shims along the side, but you're waiting to hear the sound of the glue pulling away. It sounds something like this. Then you can slowly peel the mirror back, pulling with more pressure until it finally breaks free. These types of mirrors are surprisingly light, and you can move them out of the way without too much difficulty. You may also have a mirror mount, which goes along the bottom edge of the mirror, that you can unscrew and then pry away. So as you can see here, I had a few spots of drywall peel away with the mirror, which can happen pretty easily. The new mirror is not going to cover these spots, so we need to patch them to match the rest of the wall. I recommend starting by scraping off any loose bits of the drywall. Even though this might make the patch a little bit bigger, you want good clean edges before starting your repair job. Next, we need to prime and seal the drywall, and one of the best ways is with this shellac based primer. It sprays on pretty easily and is going to really seal this exposed paper layer in the drywall. I used 2 light coats, waiting about 15 minutes in between each coat. Then let it dry for a full hour before moving on. I'll be using this pre-mixed joint compound to patch over the tears. It comes in smaller sizes, but I needed this for another project. It's really convenient, especially for first-time DIYers. There's no mixing and it's really easy to use. Using a wide putty knife, you can spread some over the torn portion of drywall, building up a layer so that it's a little bit thicker than the area around it. Then we'll come back with some fine grit sandpaper and sand it down until it's flush with the surrounding wall. Just be sure the joint compound is fully dry before sanding. Give it at least a couple of hours. The next step is to match the texture. You can see this repaired portion stands out because of how smooth it is right now. The easiest way to do this is to use some canned spray texture. Do some test sprays to get a feel for things, and you can adjust the nozzle to change the texture. You want to aim for a spray pattern that closely matches your existing wall's texture. Then go ahead and spray over your repair area. It'll come out looking pretty thick and bubbly, but as it dries, it'll flatten out. Here's a close-up of the texture once it's dry. I want a little bit better coverage here, so I gave it a light second coat to fill in some of the patches. While that was drying, I drilled a couple of holes for the new mirror. If you don't end up on any studs, be sure to use drywall anchors. I then installed 2 screws about 90% of the way, leaving just enough sticking out for the mirror to hang on to. Lastly, I painted over the wall texture, and with all the paint matching, it really blended in well. The final step was to hang the new mirror, and then this project was done. This was an easy part of our bathroom remodel that made a big difference on its own, and I hope it's helped you if you have your own glued on mirror to remove. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.